Dr. Pam, and I am here with day 2 of our Holiday Survival Guide Advent Calendar. Now, on Mondays, we're going to be talking about foods to forego, and today is a particularly important post. And the reason that is because I'm going to talk about the #1 most toxic food-like substance that is added to the human food chain that will kill our pets, and that's xylitol. Now, xylitol is a sugar substitute, and it, along with erythritol, sorbitol, and also maltitol, are sugar alcohols. Now, all of these are used to sweeten things. All of these are used for, sorry about that. All these are used to sweeten things, and a little bit goes a long way. And on the toxicity front, a little bit goes a long way. So what I want to talk to you about is that xylitol is the one that we worry the most about. It packs the walloping brunt of toxicity, whereas the sorbitol, erythritol, and also maltitol are not very toxic, but I avoid all of them, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. The first thing you need to know is that we started using xylitol back in '75 for the foods, the sugar-free foods for diabetic people, okay? But we didn't correlate anything for the veterinary world at that time. It was a very small market, so it didn't really, if it happened, which I'm sure it did, we had no idea about it. There just weren't enough cases. And so we noticed a big problem when there was a huge push of the use of xylitol and the sugar alcohols in the early 2000s. And it was so noticeable, we connected the really ugly dots. And the FDA ended up really submitting a statement, a warning to pet parents about the use of xylitol and how toxic it was. And that was in 2011. They did it again in 2016, and they did it again in July of this year. Our use of xylitol is rapidly increasing. And so why am I talking about it now during the holidays? Well, during the holidays, it's a time of indulgence, right? I mean, we have all kinds of candies and treats and things like that, but we're becoming more sugar aware. So the use of xylitol is going up, 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 up. And remember, though the sugar alcohols, the other three, the erythritol, sorbitol, and maltitol, don't pack that walloping punch of toxicity, it's how you label that. And now they're putting them in foods and labeling them sugar alcohols. And when you do that, you don't know which one you have. In addition, they combine them to bring out that sweet effect. So you don't really know, all right? And so the other thing that's really important to know about the labeling is this. Because xylitol is found in nature, because it can be extracted from birch wood, which it is, and then processed to use in the human industry, which they do, the processing really obliterates anything natural about it, but they can still use it as a natural sugar substitute, so beware. They can also write on the label, no sugar added. They can also write on the label, sweetened naturally, and things along that line. So on the front of the label, there can be all of these terminology, and guess what? I'm going to leave those down in the comment section for you to look through. But also, you have to turn it over and look at the ingredients and read for the ingredients. And remember, xylitol is extremely toxic and it's extremely ugly, all right? But it occurs in a lot of different places. Anti-cavity. For anything dental is usually xylitol because they call it anti-cavity. They actually have it in baby formula. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if it's in a baby formula, if I had a baby and it causes toxicity in dogs, am I going to give them that formula? So glad my son is 8, right? It's in gum, which is a really big place where dogs get it. It's also in fizzy drinks. It's also in nasal irrigation things. And you know, that's highly absorptive as well. So there's a lot of things that it's in, and you have to figure it out. And so I'm going to ask you to look at this list and to look at your ingredient list. And then I'm going to ask you this one last thing. When you taste something, if it tastes sweet, flip it over and read the label why. If you feel good about eating it, flip it over and read on the ingredient label. Because my guess, it's had a little help. And that help comes with some really nasty friends. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.